Hello everyone, welcome to our video. Today's topic is ancient Chinese style pop music, or ACSP music for short. Before we get everything started, I want to ask you a question. Do you know what ancient Chinese style pop music exactly is? No idea? Never mind, just enjoy our video for you. We hope you would find ACSP music interesting and attractive after the video. First of all, no matter how traditional it sounds, it's actually pop music. Why? Because the development and popularization of the internet is a vital factor for ACSP music to come into being. Although ACSP music contains a lot of traditional elements, such as the lyrics and musical instruments adopted, its aesthetic feeling remains modern so that it can be accepted and loved by modern people. But by listening to ACSP music, we can still feel the beauty of traditional Chinese culture. Okay, maybe you are confused about how to feel traditional beauty through pop music. In fact, ACSP music is a kind of imitation and innovation of classical Chinese poetry, so we can compare ACSP music to classical Chinese poetry to help us better understand it. Like classical Chinese poetry, there are various topics in ACSP music. For love story, there are My Taoist Non-Friend,
何苦惹我错付了情衷？难道看我失魂落魄，你竟然心动？锁进经典漂浮红尘中，这颗心已是千疮百孔。怎惧你一波情为人，添一道裂缝，又不回头。
and Late Dream.
在外，花太香，感觉你。
For rurality, there is Vacant Mountains.
雾深深，山木路阴凝深深，路沉沉，风滴落花尘。空山新雨毁了几行路人，万众明眼深深。
For war, there is Song of Winter Clothes, and so on.
融化梦，塞上坠江壁，战飞醉，烽火烧寂寂。今夜关山雪满，北风急，牵你迢迢兮，心相寄。
The lyrics of ACSP music often adapt classical style of writing, making it full of lingering charm. The graceful and masterly wording and phrasing make the lyrics worthy chewing. He Tu's white robe is an excellent example. There is a common phenomenon in the classical Chinese poetry, which is adapting other poets' words to own poems. For example, 春风又绿江南岸，引王安石's birthing in 康梯瓜, quoting from 李白's 春风已绿迎州草, both of which means the spring has come. However, Wang's poem is even more famous than Li's because of its brilliant quoting. As mentioned above, we can learn ACSP music by comparing it to traditional Chinese poetry. Now, let's see how White Robe described the life of the famous poet Liu Yong without referring his name by using this quoting skill.
一步踏进一树白，一桥青云一散开，一梦黄粱一壶酒，一身白衣，一身彩。这白衣是平凡也习惯，行字语也唱了把酒变，换了管弦琵琶再复返，对酒当歌唱听完。这白衣是永远也瞬间，今夜的灯又已经消干，故事我还没写完一半，过去谁帮我渡船？
First, White robe literally means unadorned clothes, which was usually worn by poor scholars in the imperial China. In Liu Yong's masterpiece, Crane Rushing to the Sky, he named himself as the prime minister with white robe. Because the rebel spirit in the poem annoyed the emperor at that time, Liu Yong was prohibited from being an official. Unable to realize his political ambition, Liu had to indulge himself to sing-song girls and creating poems. White robe is a symbol of his life, presenting his pride and penury. Besides, the bittersweet feeling matches Liu Yong's life. Many phrases of the lyric are quoted from his Crane Rushing to the Sky, like 烟花巷陌. The lyric 奉旨而挥的笔墨 originates from his self-mockery that he was obeying the emperor's command to create poems. The description of the hero trying to have fun and forget troubles by drinking wine, creating and singing songs reflects Liu's daily life. All above tell the story of Liu in an elegant and masterly way. Another highlight of the lyric is 一步踏尽一树白，一桥青雨一伞开，一梦黄粱一壶酒，一身白衣一生才. Because these 4 sentences imitate the classical poems in Tang Dynasty, they are tidy and rhyming. To create the Asian style, the elements of Chinese instruments are included in most songs. However, ACSP music often combines both Chinese and Western musical instruments. I will explain the reason later, but before that, let's take a look at the examples. The first example is Lin Hung's Bridge of Fate.
今时明月半时关，万里长征人未还。但使龙城飞将在，不教无马度阴山。
狼烟千里乱葬岗，乱世孤魂无人放。无言苍天笔墨寒，笔到春秋一雪长。
In this song, the composer brings Chinese and Western instruments together. For Western instruments, there is guitar at the beginning, while for Chinese instruments, there are 二胡, 笛子, 古筝 in different parts of the song. The second example is Ding Dong's Palm, which is also a combination of Chinese and Western instruments. Hear the sound of liu qing, 二胡, as well as piano and violin. Moreover, electronic music is used for the beat and atmosphere making. Because the main point of ACSP music is Chinese elements, Chinese instruments are necessary. However, it may be boring and monotonous if the composer only uses Chinese instruments. So normally, some Western instruments and electronic music are being used to achieve a better balance of the song. Besides using classical Chinese musical instruments to play the music, there is another significant factor making ACSP music sound traditional. It is the application of traditional Chinese notes and melodies. There are 5 musical scales in traditional Chinese music, which is 宫, 商, 角, 徵, 羽. They refer to the numbered musical notation do, re, mi, sol, la in Western music respectively. A typical example is the song called 宫商角徵羽 by the girl band Seven Sense, whose main tune throughout the whole song only consists of the 5 musical scales. The 5 Chinese tune flows smoothly, which fully demonstrating the feature of the 5 major musical scales. Some ACSP music contains another distinctive Chinese element which is called xiqiang. It sounds like traditional Chinese opera, and there are two types of application of xiqiang. One is directly apply existing pieces of traditional Chinese opera to the song. The other is using the method of singing traditional Chinese opera to sing new lyrics and melodies. For example, 河图 and 洛天依胡言 and Li Yugang's new version of Drunken Concubine. Although it is still a kind of subculture, ACSP music is already a major music genre in mainland China, with plenty of professional singers, songwriters, and associations who create ACSP music in speciality. For example, He Tu, Mu Han, and Audio Monster are famous male singers, while Hita, Xiaoai de Ma, and Yingling are female representatives. When it comes to association, there is Mo Village and so on. Besides releasing songs on the internet, they sometimes perform in ACGN festivals and concerts. For example, a recent concert in Beijing named the Most Enjoyable Night of ACSP Music Appreciation has attracted great attention from the youth. Actually, those singers are superstars in ACGN lovers' eyes. However, there are still some problems about ACSP music. Because of lack in knowledge on classic Chinese literature, some songwriters just combine a series of pretty words that sound classical deliberately and unnaturally. Nonetheless, the lyrics are actually meaningless. And some pieces of poems are often incorrectly quoted. These problems make a sense of affectation. Also, the melodies of this genre are somehow similar. It is possible that the new creations are limited to a few conservative and audience-oriented style as to guarantee foreseeable economic benefits. Besides, the traditional Chinese musical instruments are dominant through the melody. Hence, it is difficult to exceed the existing obstacles and have new ideas. To conclude, as a tool for culture transformation, ACSP music is a good way to inherit the traditional Chinese classics and a channel to connect the ancient times and modern society. Teenagers can be encouraged to learn traditional Chinese culture by listening to ACSP music. Although it may be not very classic, it is a more acceptable way for people to understand the traditional culture by adding an extra trendy element. Thanks for watching! If you like it, please share our video with your friends. Your kind support is the greatest motivation for us to produce more interesting videos with passion. Goodbye!